star 1978 star 8378 Nicole Cattaruzza. When I was younger, I used to have really beautiful, thick hair. Like if I pulled my hair into a ponytail, it had a thick swatch. Now it's gotten very thin. A lot of the hair falls out. This has to do, I'm assuming, with the levels of radiation that we're exposed to here. This is probably about a week worth of using the same hair piece, and this is the amount of hair that just falls out. This is not normal. This is not healthy. These are not healthy conditions. I've been experiencing this, though, since I was around 16, 17, when I first moved back to Bayside. This is what my brush looks like. The handle fell off, but this is what the brush looks like after brushing the hair. This is what falls out. This is not normal. This is not healthy conditions for a human to be living in. This is what New York City looks like. This is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361 in my Lagoon. This is the amount of hair. This is the hair piece where I wrap my hair in for a ponytail. Taking it out, this is the hair that comes out. And then this is the hair out of brushing for myself personally. And I'm the only one who uses this brush. And this is the amount of hair that falls out. I do not know how this is allowed to go on and being unaddressed, especially based on what I see going on the television with casinos and vacation clubs and these big whatever, the news programs that report on the trauma unit. They say that there's jobs everywhere and whatever. There is not. What there is a woman who can't find a job in the local area. There's a woman whose hair is falling out. There's a woman who's stuck underneath some stock market and some calendar that goes on an FM AM with a JJASON. I'm at a loss by hair, by facial, whatever. I'm supposed to be fettered to something completely different. But unfortunately, somehow I got stuck in this system, and I am unable to protect myself from the humans that are making bad decisions that are affecting my health and that are forcing me to make bad decisions by the only introduction into the local area are poor choices. There are no healthy choices that, as far as like food consumption, I don't have access to whole foods. I don't have access to a garden. I don't even have land to plant within. I don't even have my own residence. I have a bed, I have a wall, and I have a working theory and a working documentation series as to just how poor my health has deteriorated into. This is the upper gamma, this is the lower gamma, and then this is the unity and structure piece that there are other humans that are functioning with this as their structure piece and unity flag. While I am trying to work somewhere between a wave function being this and then a Doppler being this for measuring with an interstitial floater in my eye that can see sometimes the deterioration of the pixels. It's almost like when I was a child on the television when it was turned on and there was no station coming in through the rabbit ear antennas or the antenna. There would be what they would call white noise. It was black and white static, and it would go and you could see black and white. I think the movie for Hollywood Squares, they made a movie called Poltergeist. I don't know who the director was, the executive. I don't know who starred in it. I have no idea. I just have the title of the name for the theoretical. So it's an anchor in space and time that without making a commitment to like some political offset, someone could reference the staticky thing with the television, because that's kind of what is going on in the background in this field. It should be more like this, where it's a stability feature. But at the moment, I don't even really feel like this is very stable. I feel like this wobbles, and then I'm stuck somewhere in the middle of that. And then that ties back into the static of the Oort field and the Oort cloud, and the Earth being something like that I'm trying to function within as a solid hardball circle, but it seems to have opened into a softball and then become some kind of a wiffle ball, which then created instability of sorts. I mean, these are the words in my way of trying to explain myself without a formal education. Just to describe some local props, props, that I have laying around that seem to be household items in this level of human, to describe the field of gamma that I'm in, and trying to tie in people who are funded, who are at a different echelon, that know and need field report, I suppose, to corroborate what they already know in order to do safety of whatever it is that is needed, because I don't even know at this point. I mean, my main issue is my fetter chain was somehow either broken or stolen or moved or displaced, and then it was replaced with some kind of lesser quality string to something I refer to as a Harry Potter and a Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're not acceptable. I need my fettered chain to be reinstated to where it belongs to, because this is a really dangerous situation I'm stuck in. And there's a whole lot of people, like, there's something called a DOT in here at higher level, at lower level. Then there's the inner city DOT. Then there's the outer Great Beyond might have a DOT that they know of. And then there might be a section somewhere else that uses alphabet soup and a DOT that might not be the same. And then it gets really confusing. Same thing with DSNY, FDNY, NYPD. I mean, these are my local lower gamma. While I'm in this gamma field losing my hair, clearly in a radiation field, there's fallout shelter sign, and I don't know how to get employment or get out of this situation. But there are people that come in now. Interestingly enough, Miguel said to me this morning, he's like, the mayor of New York City, he says, in Manhattan, he goes around with a full motorcade, like the president. I'm like, Really? I mean, like, again, I don't hang out with the mayor. I don't run around with the mayor. I don't see the mayor running around town. Lou, I think, my father, has run into the mayor. But again, I don't know the situation. I wasn't there. But it doesn't dawn on me that he's got police motorcycles and or whatever else officials have with their doing errands or whatever it is in their official capacity. I have no idea. So he mentioned that to me this morning as I was returning from the walk after meeting some real representatives from DOT in their work attire being street work, not their valise or suitcased level, like, garb. So they had their vests on, they had their official orange jacket, day glow jackets for safety purposes as they were working. So that's really important. The hair really scares me because that is a real sign of overexposure to radiation and toxins. Which ones I cannot be certain. I don't have a relationship and I wouldn't even know who I would supposed to be reaching out to for the level of medical that I need, of people that know, like, what the AI was describing yesterday, pulling in a bunch of different theorems in mathematics and poly science that I'm able to catch snidbits about and read because I don't have full capacity. And then I put my theorem to get my working theorem together, and then it's like I walk in like next week, and then whatever was the last week is gone, which is why I have, a video library documentary of what I'm discovering as I go, how it fits into my daily life, but also to show that when I get to next week, next month, sometimes I can't even remember what I did earlier in the day. It's that bad around here, but again, it's interstitial toxicity level, and it's that's intrinsic, and an extrinsic environment of such high amounts of radiation. It's interfering with interstellar equipment, weather pattern, the read and the pickup between the equipment working within this level, and so on and so forth. It's very complex and involved in a rubrics, a lexicon inside of a rubrics is how I try to, I mean, and then there's, outside of even this light pattern, there's existential, like, I call it esoteric at that level, that then affects the light, and then the light affecting the interstellar light, intervectoring or vectoring with my interstitial. I have a vex, a vector, a vex, and it's convex, concave. Oh, there's a whole bunch of vex and vector going on at the moment, and vex is usually like a heated situation. It's like some form of anger or antagonistic, but it's not interpersonality related necessarily. Sometimes it's interstellar to interstitial related, and there's a convex or a vexing going on, which is how the toxicity level and the malperformance happens on the body machina. It's not a persona I'm trying to act out. It's no, this is, I don't have control over the interstellar vector or my interstitial vector to keep to optimal health standards, and so there's a vex that is occurring in like a vortex, in some new, unexplained, unchartered, and I'm trying to work my way within it and through it. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.